Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Friday night special, Chelsea Family BBQ. I'm here with my co-host, as always, my man Carlito. What you say this evening?
It's the midnight special. Shine
Oh,
a
light on me.
Let the midnight special. Johnny, ever loving light on me. I'm feeling delicious, man. How we doing?
Hey, there you go. I'm doing great, man. It's my last day of being 47, so tomorrow I'll be 48. So
Tomorrow you'll be 46. You're Benjamin Button in this bitch.
no, I'm a Benjamin Button, this bad boy. I'm going backwards. kind of sums up Chelsea at the moment too.
Oh my God, that's a great segue. That's a great segue. Oh man, to be perfectly honest with you, we got three main top. Oh shit! Sorry, can you hear me now?
I can still hear you.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was watching this because I want to see who we got going on. So I got three main topics that I want to talk about with you, and I'm sure we may have Andrew cycle in and out as well. But I want to talk about Gio Reyna. I want to talk about journalism, and I want to talk about our injury situation. So that's what I've got, and the rest of the podcast and our stream show is your oyster, my dude. So do it up.
Oh yeah, some oysters Rockefeller over here.
That's what I'm talking about. By the way, underrated dish. I love oysters.
It is. It's very. I eat oysters a very few ways.
Mm-hmm.
Those people who can just eat them fresh out of the shell and just put a little Tabasco on them, I'm like, what, dude? Especially out of the oceans now, ain't having that.
Hey, what's the dish where it's meat and it's covered in a croissant type thing?
It's beef Wellington.
Okay, so there's this scene in Mad Men with Roger Sterling where he's going to sleep with Joan, and he's like, "Look at all these hors d'oeuvres we got. We got Napoleon. We got oysters Rockefeller. We got beef Wellington. If we don't eat these things, they're going to take over fucking Europe."
That's classic.
Oh, it's such a good show. If anybody that's listening, if you haven't seen Mad Men, you're really missing out.
Yeah, it's a some people don't understand errors, but there are different errors in the world that people acted differently, and what everybody gets appalled at today was mainstream at that time. So
there was no talk tick, no face snap or chat book.
No, there was the only types of computers were punch cards. They used to feed punch cards into computers to do things. Yeah.
Here's another fun fact that people may not know. The Defense Department for the United States is the people that actually invented the internet. It was called ARPANET at the time.
Yeah. Well, everything good trickles down from the military.
And everything trickles down that's good from America, baby.
Well, we're not gonna piss on everybody today.
I could.
I gotta have a couple of viewers. All right. Leave me just two.
That's well.
But let's get into this saga that we've gone through, the Enzo saga. I know everybody is kind of disappointed in how it turned out. If it's completely dead, we don't know that yet. There's stirrings here and there.
Yeah.
But we need to separate the club and Chelsea Football Club and what they have said about this, which is absolutely fuck all.
Nothing.
Hey, Miss Molina's in the house. Now, see, we're good now. They've said nothing about the transfer. What everybody refers to is ITKs and pseudo journalism that they know the equipment ball boy at Chelsea Football Club, and he heard they're looking at Enzo, and so you start putting these stuff together and you come up with a bunch of shit. Yeah, and it's utter rubbish for our English fans that are in the house, if there are any. But what's your take on all of this to separate the club from stupidity?
Okay, so this is not Look at Me Louie, but I do talk with Ben Jacobs. I've had him on my main channel, Worldwide Chelsea, that I co-own with Sadiq. And look, when things like this go down, I always just message Ben Jacobs. I'm like, hey man, can we talk about this? And then we do. And I don't want to say everything that he said, but I could paraphrase by simply saying that it was a balance of different things. The biggest error was presuming that deal framework was agreed. And the problem, and this is something you were alluding to before, Jared, is that all of a sudden you've got 17-year-old pseudo journalists. You have YouTubers that think that they're journalists, and you have people that are aggregators that retweet people that think that they're journalists. And they're all saying, oh, deal's done. Framework's agreed. When in reality, it was not even close to it. There may have been a number that was floated at 127 million, but Chelsea never bid more than 85. They never said we're going to pay the release clause. They never said we'll pay more than the release clause as long as we can dictate terms on the payment. They never said any of that. And Ben says, all right, well now, if the deal happened, Benfica needs to say that the fee was huge. That is the PR of this. If the deal fails, Chelsea needs to say that the offer was low. He says it's a gray area. Fees are always challenged. But generally, the key point here, above all options, the release clause, the low ball offer, need to be looked at. And this is normal before a deal sheet is agreed upon. And he said, clearly, there wasn't one. And I said, look, isn't this just a professional gamble to want to be first instead of being right? He says it all comes down to things moving fast and also sometimes people running with a source on only one side. So there you go right there, right? You got people running with a source on one side. You got people running with conjecture. You got people running with speculation and calling it gospel, calling it fact, saying it's done deal. But really, Jared, what it really boils down to more than anything in this age of immediacy, in this age of the 24-hour news cycle, is that everybody wants to be first. And the problem is that if you're first, you're probably not vetting your information properly. You're probably not doing the due diligence needed. You're probably not letting it breathe. Because, Jared, how many times have you seen a story come out and then you have reverberations and you have reciprocal stories coming out and then you have stories that are antithetical to the original narrative and you have stories that are like aftershocks of an earthquake that all ripple effect come out and then it kind of changes the story. So if you don't let it breathe a little bit or if you're just reporting on conjecture, you could be completely wrong. But all they care about is being first. Instead of being right. Sorry for being so long-winded, but that's really what this is, Jared, is that they're faking this. A lot of people are faking this because they want to be first, because the benefit of being first allows them to be the guy that got it first if it's a huge transfer.
Or they just set, but what they don't, they set the narrative. So you come out, oh, Chelsea want to offer more than the release clause. Now you've set a narrative that we actually put that bit, or somebody in the ethos came up that we came up with this more than 127 million euro.
Right. And then that person that put their name on that, they get retweeted throughout the Twitter sphere. Their name is on all of the retweets saying this is the guy that said we're paying 127 million and it's going to be divvied up over 3 different payments. I'm the guy that said that. The problem is that the people that said that, they now look like idiots.
Well, I mean, the release clause was 127. They would say we're talking about 137.
So the release clause, by definition, I don't mean to be crass about this. It was 118.5 million euros. Okay. That's a release clause. If we're just being mathematical about this, and Chelsea was going to pay like 10 million extra to make sure that they could dictate. That was the reporting. That reporting ended up being bullshit.
Right. But do you think that Benfica saw these reports and came in with the expectation that Chelsea were going to offer this? Do we think that at all?
I think that Benfica had 3 days of negotiations, and I think every day they came with a different attitude.
Right. Well, for me, I think they came in and said, look, this is our offer, 85. But you have everything going on in the background with Chelsea's going to offer 10 over the release clause to get 3 payments out of them. And all this is going on while they're trying to negotiate in good faith. And they're thinking, well, is Chelsea releasing this stuff? I mean, who's releasing all this information? I think sometimes it becomes counterproductive to try to set a narrative that we did one thing, which we never did. And this Benfica coming in and saying, oh, this release clause or else. Of course they're going to say that. They have fans too.
Yeah, and
They have people
they
they have to
say
appease
it.
as well.
Yeah, they have to say it.
Nobody's going to pay we're the only people in, so they have no leverage.
No.
If they want to get some money for this guy right now, if they need the money, or if the terms we're offering, even at 85 million euro, if you're going to get a substantial chunk of that money, because of course, or here's what you do. You say 85, we'll pay the 35 to River Plate direct.
Yeah, I mean, that'll make it pretty much square, right?
Right. And then
I don't think legally, I don't think they can do that. I think it has to go through them. But I know what you're saying.
Or there's ways to work that, right? So sure. The big problem was they have to pay this money to River Plate, and it's a certain percentage of what they get. So, or is it a static fee? I forget. I think it's a percentage.
I think that. Well, no, it depends, Jared. Because sometimes it's just like, yeah, it's this fee, and maybe every year it goes up 8% or something, like a lot of things, marketing wise. But maybe it's when you sell this guy on, we get 33 mil, or maybe it's when you sell this guy on, we get X amount of the release clause. So whatever 33 of 105 is, maybe that's. I mean, they probably just get 30% of the release clause, right? So there you go, and that's all negotiated prior, right? Because that's what happens when you establish a release clause when you first buy the player from a team, and you probably have a fee that you get once you sell on again. I mean, this is what we have with like Valentino Livramento. This is what we have with, I believe, maybe one or two other players that have left Chelsea, but we still get a percentage of their fee. Oh, Tammy Abraham's another one. We'll get a percentage of that fee if Roma sells them, which I don't think they will. But this is what it really boils down to, Jared. Above all else, and I'm talking about one person in particular, Felix Johnston. That's one person I'm talking about in particular. This is a 17-year-old kid. This is not a journalist. This is someone that tweets photos of himself in practice bibs. Practice bibs are the pennies that you wear to differentiate yourself from someone else when you're playing like five-a-side. Those are the photos he tweets. This is a kid. And he goes on and he gets this gig with Simon Johnston and a couple other people, and he gets in with them, and he says, I'm staking my reputation on the line. Because normally Felix and a bunch of other people are doing Chelsea Loan Army. That's their account. He's like, I'm going to start doing first-team football journalism. He's like, I'm putting my reputation on the line. This is a 100% done deal. Full closed, everything, blah, blah. Enzo is Chelsea's. Okay. Number one, you don't have sources. You don't. You're 17 years old. You do not have sources. And guess who else does not have sources? All of the journalists that you are co-signing with. They do not have the right sources that you are trying to allude to the public that you have. All right? You may know the DoorDash driver for Cobham, that delivers Nando's, all right, to Reece James on Friday afternoons. You may know that guy. That guy doesn't know shit. In fact, a lot of the players on the team don't know what the board is doing otherwise. Christian Vivel, all right, sporting director for Chelsea, him and his team, they don't tell anybody. They don't tell anybody what they're doing. They don't tell the players on the team what they're doing. The only people that know are Todd Bowley, the board of directors, and the coach, Graham Potter. That is the people that know at Cobham what we're trying to do. They do not leak to journalists. Journalists do not know the people on Vivel's staff. And if they do, the people on Vivel's staff are not going to tell them, because guess what? It's a form of corporate espionage if you fucking give out information that Christian Vivel's team does not want to give out. If you're a member of that team, you will not only get fired, you will get sued if you give stuff to the journalists that they do not want out. Okay? So no, these journalists, Felix Johnston, from the top down, do not have sources. They do not. That is a fucking lie. They do not have sources.
Oh.
By the way, hey, Alex, you keep saying Ben Jacobs is trying to rile me up. Buddy, Ben Jacobs has been very public about the fact that he's not committing one way or another to whether it's done or not, and he's not committing to whether the terms are reported or not. He hasn't done any of that, okay? He's been objective. I mean, he hasn't lied to anybody, all right? So Alex is doing this to troll me. He can continue to do that. I don't really fucking care, because what he's really doing is he's lying as well. Ben Jacobs has not said one way or another if the deal is done or not. I know this because I've read every tweet that he's done, and I've also talked to him. Okay, so keep doing with your Ben Jacobs bullshit. It's not going to work with me, bud.
So lovely stuff. Lovely
Yeah,
stuff. You're
but
gonna
end
love
of
the banter.
story. End of story. Felix and all of his other buddies, they don't have sources. They don't.
Right. And I see so many, and I'm going to say younger Chelsea fans, because that's what you find on YouTube, Twitter, mostly. We're some exceptions, but very few of them. They take what these ITKs say and apply it to the club, as though the club has been feeding them this information. They've been feeding this information to these ITKs. And so it's Chelsea looking bad? No, it's not Chelsea looking bad. It's because a lot of really silly people think they're self-important enough to grab on some coattails of a major sporting franchise to lift themselves up and make a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Period. End of. You came here and you want realism. This is where it is. You didn't see us come out with a Felix to Chelsea headline. You didn't come out with any of those things because I only stream twice a week, and two, unless they show up in the jersey, I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to happen. I'll go on other people's streams because that's just me, but this is my channel.
Also, hey, Alex is in the chat. Alex, I wasn't, just so to be clear to everybody listening, I wasn't talking shit on Alex. I love Alex, but it's just something that he and I had talked about on a stream prior. And but no, I wasn't like criticizing Alex. This is not about Alex.
So
to be clear,
and the only sauce I have is duck sauce.
Mm.
you know, if you know, you know.
Not only that, duck sauce is also a techno band from the 2000s, which is the worst era of music ever.
Yeah, I'll co-sign that.
Barbara Streisand. That's duck sauce.
Really?
Yeah, man.
So I think we need to put to bed.
No,
some of this stuff.
Look, when you see a YouTube pundit, someone trying to eventually become a journalist, but is a pseudo journalist because they don't work for a publication, something like that. Someone on Twitter that's an aggregator. You have someone on Twitter that wants to be a journalist but isn't, and they say, "My sources at Cobham, my sources at Chelsea." Motherfucker, you do not have sources. You do not. And I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. I know Alex is listening, so I'm going to give him an example. I'm not going to name the club, but I am childhood friends with the general manager of a professional team. I know this person personally. I've known him for 30 years. Okay. And of this professional team, there was a player that played for this team last year. He was on loan. And this happened this morning. And we were thinking about buying him, keeping him, and the whole fan base wants this player to stay. And I didn't want to listen to all the journalists at my local publications. I didn't want to listen to all the fans. So you know what I did? I texted the GM of the professional team that I've known since I was 7 years old. I'm 34. I've known this person since I was 7. I texted the GM and I said, "Yo, are we buying this player permanently, or are we letting him go?" He said he's going back to his club. That's it. That's a source. That's a real source contacting someone that actually makes the decisions about a player. That is a source. There's a difference between that and knowing the DoorDash driver that delivers Nando's to Reese James at Cobham on Friday afternoons. Nando's, DoorDash driver, general manager of a professional team. Do you see the distinction in sourcing? Thank you.
So here's a great example. I'll put it up here. My guy, Alex, love him.
I do too. He's great.
No, I didn't say Dembele was coming to Chelsea.
No, he's talking to me. He's talking to me. I thought he was coming to Chelsea.
No, what I did was find somebody's tweet and said, according to this tweet, Dembele's coming to 12.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
Grimes said he was. I
There's
said,
a difference.
oh wow,
I didn't-
Grimes seems pretty credible. Guess what? She's not, and no one else is. But I'm a fan, dude. I'm not a journalist. I'm not anything. I'm a marketing guy. I work for a marketing firm. I'm just a fan.
Yeah, so for me, this is the same thing. No, all I did was say, this person said Dembele's coming to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't my reporting. I didn't say I have a source that tells me Dembele's coming to Chelsea.
Yeah, we never said we had a source because we're not journalists.
And you never heard any of that on this channel because it hadn't really started.
And Jared,
So,
I never heard it from you. You never heard it from me. We've never said, dog, I know this guy. I know this guy, man. He shined shoes for Aubameyang. And Aubameyang's sister's cousin said that Enzo Fernandez likes yum sauce on his rice. I'll tell you what, bro. It's breaking news, dog. Breaking news. I mean, come on, man. We don't have sources. We're fucking fans. The only reason I have sources for this other club is because I used to work for that club. And I grew up with the general manager. I mean, come on, man. That's a source, by the way.
Sure, I said, I did say I believe her because she's gotten a lot correct. So, you get it's like rolling craps. Do you go in gambling and say, this ain't going to hit, I'm going to lose, and roll the dice? No, you have to be confident.
And look, if you read Ben Jacobs, not one time did he say Enzo was coming to Chelsea. Not once. Not once. Not once.
So, yeah, I believe people until they give me reason not to.
100%.
I mean, I don't do it the other way around because that just makes life too negative.
Yeah, I'm not doing that either. I'm not a pessimist.
So, let's move on from that crap.
That was spicy, though. That was nice and spicy. But no, look, end of the day, guys, be very, 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 very careful. And I'm guilty of this too. That's why I've turned into a total cynic over the last 2 weeks, is because, these guys that don't have it yet, but want to become like YouTubers and all this other bullshit, which doesn't really make any money anyway. I don't know why you'd want to do it. Dude, they're just going to aggregate, and they're going to lie, and they're going to spout conjecture, and they're going to speculate, and they're going to fake it, because none of these fucking people have real sources of any substance. Because if there existed such things as real source of any substance, those sources would be snuffed out by the club that they work for, and those people would be fired.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I had to put my stank on it a little bit there.
So
I'm kind of pissed.
And apparently we can go on to another news story. Apparently, Mudryk would be fine coming to Chelsea.
So
let's see who says it now. Sky Sports News.
By the way, Roberto Martinez wants the Portugal job. Okay, Roberto. Okay. What an asshole. Can I fucking stand this dude, man?
No, well, I'm just saying this is another one that's a lot of reporting. Now, this should not our club. If you look at the Arsenal side on the Mudryk thing, they were all like, "Oh, he only wants Arsenal. He doesn't want anybody else. He's it's just like he was born there at the Emirates. Never wants to play anywhere else." It's like, come on, people. Realistically,
childhood club in 2012 when they weren't doing anything.
So, yeah. So the last thing I'll say on transfers, the transfers that I hope really happen. Mount goes to Liverpool and Rice goes to Arsenal, so I don't have to hear proper Chelsea no more.
Thank you. I'm with you on it. No, you joke, but I don't think you're that kidding.
No, I'm not. That would be lovely days.
It would be lovely, dear. Hey, have fun, fucking Jules. I will.
Oh my gosh.
Would you like me to buy you alcohol? That would be lovely.
Yeah, I'm seriously, please, Arsenal, buy Declan Rice.
Oh yeah, please, dude.
Please buy Declan Rice.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
And Chelsea admin, if you're out there, Bowley, I know occasionally you tune in. That's what I've heard through my sources. Hey, let Mount go. Let him go.
He stinks.
You know, Enzo Fernandez is better in that position. My left testicle is better in that position. Let's be real about it.
You might even be more mobile too.
It might be, you know.
I'm talking about your testicle, not Enzo.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right. Same page. Same page.
So,
All right.
so it's to me, it's sheer nonsense that's been going on with the fan base in regards to some of these players in the squad.
Yeah.
If you want to turn over the squad, then let's turn over the squad. Let's not play. Well, we can't get rid of him. He's proper Chelsea. Oh no, he's the glue and the bee's knees and the shit and whatever you want to say. I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't perform, you're out the door. And
yeah, everybody's just being way too nice about this whole thing. The other thing, Jared, honestly, like my favorite YouTuber for Chelsea is Eunice. Eunice is he's very objective. He doesn't get too emotional, and he will call a spade a spade. If a player's playing poorly, he'll let him have it. The problem is that there's a lot of people that either are already in the industry, you know, Nini and Alex Goldberg and all these other guys. I'm not saying that they're guilty of this, what I'm about to say, but those are some of the people that are doing this shit. And then there's people that want to do it, right? And they're afraid that if they're critical of a player, that eventually that player will not come on to whatever media outlet they've surmised in their mind will happen in 1 or 2 years. Oh, he won't come on my podcast in 2 years if I say something mean to him right now. Number one, they'll never be your friend. These tattooed millionaires will never be your friend. And number two, they don't know who you are and they never will. So stop worrying about, you know, being mean to Declan Rice. Just be honest. Okay? Enough of this bullshit. People will forget what you said in 45 seconds. So instead of lying, all right, instead of biting your tongue, be honest about these players. Be honest about these players. Because the Chelsea community will, even if they're mad at you, in the long run, they will respect you more if you are honest about these players. Declan Rice is an okay midfielder. He's not bad. He's not what I want. Mason Mount is a mid-table midfielder. He's not bad. He's not what I want. Because if you have mid-table players, you're a mid-table team.
Right.
Them's Absolutely. The breaks, dog. Them's the breaks.
Well, I think this question has been answered by his play on the field. And
next question.
You know, yeah.
Yo, there's a Carney. There's some Carney chatter in here, bro. Jared, how good is this cornrowed young man? I love his hair. I love his look. I love his game. He is awesome.
Yeah, I can't say. You know, we were on it this summer.
Yeah,
this kid was going to be the thing.
Dude, we were talking about this 6 months ago. We're like, oh shit, this guy? Fuck yeah, bro.
And I would actually like to see him in more space, maybe playing the 10, because if you put him in space, he's got the quicks, he's got the spice to get around you, and he can hit a ball from outside the box.
Yeah.
And
how about
all
that
I want
in, right?
is some, huh?
How about the cut in, right? He's coming down the left side. He cuts in. Yeah, he hits the post. Well placed shot.
You know, it's a matter of this kid came on and shot the ball. Where if you're outside the box, you're a professional footballer. Yeah. I'm not, you know, I've seen games from earlier. You know, I was born a long time ago, and it seems to me that people used to be able to shoot outside the box and put the damn ball on frame.
Yeah.
Why can't they now?
Yeah. David Beckham was the most average athlete in the world, but he could certainly hit a ball. It's kind of why he had a career. You know, I mean, like these guys used to shoot. Yeah, Jared, the thing is that it's efficiency. You got the technical director working with the manager, working with the staff, saying that, you know, an abundance of shots that are low percentage are inefficient ways to attack. This is what they'll tell them, right? This is what they'll say. The analytics say you shouldn't shoot as many outside shots as you do because it's a low percentage. And I'm like, okay, if that's low percentage, what do you call 30 crosses in a box that are headed out of the box by the center back on the other team? Would you call that an inefficient attempt as well? Because I would. I would.
Right, but they count it as a play inside the box.
Yeah, guess what, dude? If it's blocked, which it almost always is, how is that efficient? How is that efficient? Come on, man.
Right.
But no, I mean, let's put it. Let's put a. What would you say? Like a burnt end on this? Let's put a burnt end on this conversation and say, Connie Chukwuemeka, Jared and I fucking love him. I don't even think one of us likes the player more than the other because we like them both equally so much. He's starter material, of course. Guy can play center mid, attacking mid, wing, inside forward, up, outside forward, which is higher up the field than wing because wing has defensive responsibilities. I mean, he can play 6 different positions, man. And I mean, he's basically the player that Ruben Loftus-Cheek thinks he is. But this guy is bigger, faster, cleaner on the ball, has more moves. He's also more fluid. Like you watch Ruben. Ruben is choppy, and he takes some time to get going. Carney is just, he's so slick. And on top of all that, he's got balls, dude. The guy after the game, he's like, what do I have to be worried about? I'm on Chelsea, and it's not like he's not like he's going to war, bro. He's a 19-year-old kid, and he gets to play football, and he's a millionaire. What's there to be worried about? Go out there and express yourself. He's like, bro, I play like I have nothing to lose. He's like, I got nothing to lose. I'm just going to go out and play my game. This is what he said. This is literally what he said yesterday. He said, I got nothing to lose, bro. I'm just going out there and do my thing. Jared, I love that.
Yeah, and what I love is he's the best number 20 I've seen since I've been a Chelsea fan.
He's awesome. No, I think we just both recognize that it's a steal because in 3 years this guy would be $70 million player. So,
and he can play so many different positions. I mean, did you watch him track back? That's what I like to see. The stuff going forward, but busting your butt back, play defense, and it's not like it's Jorginho running back either. It's like,
oh no, he's also an unbelievable athlete. I mean, it kind of gets lost on people sometimes that being an athlete is kind of really important in this game. Everybody focuses on other stuff, but I sometimes look back and I say, is the player an athlete? Can he actually handle this as well? Physically, is he fast enough? Is he quick enough? Because people like pundits and journalists and everybody's kind of gotten away from talking about a player, describing a player in those simplistic terms, because quickness, athleticism, and speed, those are like the most primitive forms of measurement, right? But guess what? They're also some of the most important. So don't ever forget about those because they fucking matter. Yeah, and we had a few standout performances in that match. The next one we can talk about is Dennis Zakaria. Oh my God,
Zakaria or Zakaria.
I think it's Denis. I think it's Denis Zakaria.
Okay, Denis Zakaria. We'll call him Big Z right now.
Big Z, dude.
Because Big Z is playing. He is playing right now.
Yo, Jared, we were, you and me, Josh, we all watch the games, and I mean, it's going to take a little bit, right? He didn't play very much. It's going to take a little bit to get your sea legs, and this dude got his sea legs against the best team in the world, and it's not even a team that just presses from their front three. Their center mids press, all three of them. Right. They play a 4-3-3. Pep Guardiola always plays a 4-3-3. Their 3 center mids press too. And Zakaria got his sea legs where he finally felt comfortable against the best team in the world. He was better than all their center mids. He was better than all their players. He was the best player on the field. And him finding his form, finding his comfortability, his confidence, his touch, because his touch has been a little iffy, but not yesterday. And against the best pressers, he's like, no, I don't give a shit. I'm going to go right around you. It's unbelievable.
And guess what? Has speed.
Oh, yeah.
Has speed. Yeah. So, by the way, this is not a fluke. I have actually seen him play like this before, but it was before Juventus at BMG.
Yeah, Malcolm Gladbach, right?
Yep. He did some of the same things. Of course, the competition wasn't as good as it is now. But if this kid continues to put these performances in, you slap that 25 million euro on the table and say, thank you very much, I'll have another.
Yeah, but Jared, how can Graham Potter not start him? Seriously.
Well, he benched Jorginho to start him.
Yeah, but No, listen to what I'm saying. I'm talking about like now. Look, by the way, if we're being real, I do think Enzo Fernandez deal is gonna happen. But even if it does, I still think he's gonna play. I still think that he may not start every game, but I still think that he'll play with Kova and Fernandez. Like if it's midfield three.
Oh yeah, I think that's
like
it. Better be
Jesus,
that.
he's Jared. He is legitimately good, and guess what? He's cheap as hell.
Yeah.
So
That would be my starting front for midfield three. By the way,
mine too.
I mean, unless it's a big, huge game, even when Conte comes back.
Yeah, but I mean, yesterday was a big, huge game. They threw the best lineup at us. Ruben Diaz was out, injured, but everybody else, that's their best lineup.
Yeah, and of course it wasn't ours because we have 10, and we now have 10 injured players.
Great.
And as far as that goes, if it's a contact injury on the pitch, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah,
nothing. Some players get them, some players don't. Okay. Now, if you're talking about muscle pulls or connective tissues issues, like hamstrings, stuff like that, most of the time it goes down to diet.
Yeah.
If you're not putting the right stuff, it's like a Formula One car.
Oil,
if you're not putting the correct things in it, it will break down on you. And they like to do all these newfangled diets now. It's not hard. You want to put the most testosterone you can and protein you can put in an athlete's body. The way you do that is by eating a lot of red meat, and now they don't do that. I used to watch
drinking water, obviously.
and make sure you're hydrated, not putting all the other stuff.
That was what Usman Dembele's issue was, right? He was drinking all this soda, and he wasn't drinking water.
Yeah, but the thing about diets is it gets stupid at sometimes. It's not hard. It's been around for ages. How men stay fit. You have to feed a man. You have to feed a man red meat. I used to when I watched American football. I was a Texans fan, and there used to be a running back for them named Arian Foster.
Oh yeah,
and Arian Foster went on a vegan diet.
Yeah, and then his career
was never the same.
Yeah, then his career ended.
Yeah, because guess what, folks? Vegan diets aren't good for men. So I think some of it is some of the diets they're on. Do they maintain the weight they're at year round, or in the off season do they blow up a little bit? It might not seem like much, but if you're an athlete, that's it's like a sports car. Now I'm going to do a tune-up. Let your tune-ups go, and then put it on the track and open it up. What do you think is going to happen to it? It's going to break down. So everybody's talking about the amount of football that's played. Well, for me, yes, there's a lot of football played, but I think some of the weight training has got out of hand.
Yeah.
The muscle groupings are outgrowing what the connective tissues can actually support. So it's quick turn and boom, there goes a knee, stuff like that. I think that especially in this sport, you don't have to be a freaking bodybuilder.
No.
You don't. You just have. I mean, that's such a myth. Go out and swim laps in a pool. That's all you need to play this sport.
Jared, it's funny you mentioned that because if you're playing like NCAA ball, right, like in college, I played that. When you're in season, you train every day, right? So you practice every day. We did regeneration on Sundays when everybody was hungover. But we practiced every day. We didn't take a day off. Season's like 3 or 4 months. And then in the off season, I would go into the racquetball court and I would juggle. And then I would go and I'd swim, a mile. And that's what I would do. I would swim, and like it elongated my muscles. You still get like a workout, right? Your muscles are still doing the thing, but I would swim, and I really cut down on the weightlifting as I, because like when I came into college, I was like 145, 150 pounds. I was too small. 5'10", 140. I was like, no, I need to get to like 160. But after I got there, I was like, no, I think I just need to swim, be fit, make sure my touch is perfect and all that stuff. But yeah, some of these guys too big. And I think that we really need to reassess, because what do we have? 19 more injuries than any other team in Europe.
Right.
I mean, that Jared, this is ridiculous. Like it's no longer like a conspiracy theory. This is absurd.
And when also I think a lot of that is recurring to the same players over and over.
Well, yeah. Well, one of them is Christian Pulisic. One of them is Christian Pulisic. And look, I think the experiment.
He should have sold in the summer.
I think the experiment's over. Let's be real.
Yeah, he should have been sold last.
And by the way, I don't think either one of us are saying he's a bad player. He's not a bad player at all.
No,
he's a good player. He's definitely a good player. But if you ain't playing, then you're not a player. You're just somebody on the wage bill that gets paid for not doing anything.
So I think they were talking about MCL. Maybe I saw Taylor Twellman.
Yeah, that's a lot of bullshit right there.
Yeah,
Jared, he should not be. He should not be doing that.
Yeah,
Taylor Twellman.
So if anybody wants to know what happened, go put a ball right next to a curb and try to kick it against the curb as hard as you can, and see how your ankle and stuff feels after.
So I think it's an ankle injury actually.
Yeah, it is.
And by the way, if it was a MCL, we would have heard that he's getting knee scans. So Taylor Twellman, what the fuck are you doing? Because Twellman's one of the biggest, if not the biggest football voice in our country. Him and Alexi Lawless are the two main. Well, I like Twellman, by the way, but they're the two biggest soccer voices in the entire country. And he's saying, "Oh, I hope it's not an MCL." Well, what you're saying is you think it's an MCL. That's dude. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
That's poor journalism.
It is.
Because I knew it was an ankle.
You laugh, but it is poor journalism.
Yeah. No, I knew it was an ankle when it happened because when Stones came in, Christian kicked the ball against Stones' planted foot, and he took all the shock and the recoil from the ball into his ankle.
Yeah.
I've done that. A 50-50 ball where you're both one person always comes out the worst wear on that one.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's 50-50 where you're facing each other, I've done that. And then, there's one where, the guy sticks his foot out or whatever. But yeah, shit happens, man. But look, I do want to talk about this for a second. I want to talk about the amount of injuries and how, people are saying this is now becoming a modern theme amongst our fan base. They're saying, you need to stop lowering your expectations so much. You need to have higher standards. What happened to the higher standards at Chelsea Football Club? I'll tell you 3 reasons why. Number one, I'll tell you what happened. Number one, everybody has money now. It's not just Chelsea that has money. It's a lot of clubs that have money. Okay? For a variety of different reasons. Ownership, sponsorship rights, TV rights, accumulation of money through social media and ads. Dude, every club has money. So we are not, on the top of Mount Olympus, we'll staring down at everybody else and look at all these plebeians. Oh, look at how rich we are. It's not that case anymore. It's not the case. Well, we're one of the 5 or 6 most valuable clubs in the world, but everybody has money. Now, are we one of the richest clubs in terms of what our owner is worth? Our owner being Clear Lake Capital? Yes, we are. But everybody still has money. Okay. Second reason why I find it a little bit absurd that people say, oh, you've lowered your standards. Well, we have 10 players out. 10 players are injured. So, Jared, this may be a rhetorical question, but when you put a lineup out and you have the style of play that you want to play, does it matter what players you have on the field, or should the system just take over?
No, it matters.
Oh, it matters.
Yeah.
It matters.
Talent matters.
So an Omari Hutchinson, a fourth string, right wing, is playing for Chelsea. It's not the same as, I don't know, when Christian Pulisic is playing. Right. No? Gotcha? No. Really? Okay. Okay. Oh.
Especially if you have to have 2 coaches.
So Lewis Hall. By the way, Lewis Hall, his dick is so big when he walks into a room, that dick's been there for 2 minutes. I fucking love Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall is a third string left back. Third string left back. Who, by the way, still crucified someone with this move he pulled the other day where he pulled it back and then went forward. The guy fell down. It was unbelievable. Best team in the world. He smoked him. Didn't give a fuck. But third string left back. So you've got a bunch of players out that are very, very important to us. Reece James being I don't know, best player in the league. Ben Chilwell, one of the best left backs in the league when healthy. All right. Armando Broja, it would have been very useful yesterday. N'Golo Kante, people consider him to be the best midfielder in the world sometimes. I don't, but there you go. Dude, 10 injuries, Jared. 10 injuries. So, yes, it matters. And no, I'm not making excuses. I'm not lowering my standards, bro. No, I'm just adult enough to say, oh, fuck. We're not very good right now because we don't have the personnel to be very good right now. And that's the truth. And then the third reason why we haven't lowered our standards is simple. Everybody else has gotten better. All right. We don't have divine right, Jared, to get top four. We don't have divine right to just win these games because we're Chelsea. No. Everybody's gotten better. So number one, everybody has more money. Number two, we have 10 players injured, and that matters. And number three, everybody's gotten better. That's the reason why we haven't lowered our fucking standards.
So one of the players yesterday, we talked about Lewis Hall, who I thought played better than Mark Cucurella when he came in.
Yeah, but by the way, Cucurella is getting killed for his defense. I don't think Lewis Hall is a better defender than Mark Cucurella.
No, but he's better offensively.
Well, yeah, Mark Cucurella is not an offensive player.
Yeah, and we miss that. It's okay to me if Chilwell. I'm going to say this correctly. If Chilwell was fit, I think it would somewhat, to a small extent, compensate for James being out because you get at least one really offensive fullback on the pitch.
Yeah,
and we don't have that. We don't have any offensive fullbacks
we didn't play with
until
either.
Lewis Hall comes in.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you could notice he was 30 yards higher up the field on average. Yeah, bro, we were playing with both hands tied behind our back. Our center backs were amazing. I don't even think they played a single foot wrong, Jared.
No, you can't. And look, if you only give up one goal to City,
yeah,
okay,
Jared.
No, I'm saying if you only give up, doesn't matter what game, if you only give up a singular goal to City, that's not a bad result. But you're meant to put some in the back of the net yourself.
Yeah, and a lot of it is wing. Our outside backs, which by nature of our formation and how we just have played for the last couple of years, they're supposed to contribute. Nasby did nothing because he's terrible, and Cucurella didn't do it because he was marking the best wing on their team, whether it was Bernardo Silva and then it was Mahrez. I mean, those are probably the two best wings that City has. So he was constantly doing that. But I mean, look,
Jack Grealish.
I love Jack Grealish, but he just hasn't had a very good season.
No, he hasn't.
But I think on paper, I think he's one of the best players. But no, he just form matters. But yeah, look, and I hear you, but at the same time, I don't think that we deserve to lose the game. I don't. I think it deserved to be a 1-1 tie. But deserve versus what actually happened, you got Matt ZVO genius, fucking Aussie Matt in there talking about Carney Chukwuemeka. Matt, we already talked about him, but bro, we hear you. He's awesome. We fucking love Carney. Love Carney.
So for me do we keep Lewis Hall in this team next summer?
Yes.
And which left back do you get rid of?
Neither one. Have three. Why not?
Well, I think he can play center mid as well, Lewis Hall.
Not on this team.
You don't think?
No. I know what you're saying, Jared, but no, I can't. Not for a team trying to be one of the top 5 teams in the world. No, but what I'm saying is he's most comfortable, at least from my perspective, at what he's been doing. You put him in the center mid. Is he better than Zakaria? No, come on.
No. I'm saying he could play with a Zach a
No,
TM.
because we're investing in the midfield. So no.
No,
But
well, I
no,
get that, but I'm saying that's what he played in the academy.
I don't care. I don't care where he played in the
Okay,
academy.
well,
he wouldn't be.
I'm saying
He wouldn't be in the. Okay, here's my solution. Here's my answer to your question. He wouldn't be on first team Chelsea if he wanted to play midfield.
okay. Well, fair enough. And I think that's why he's playing left back.
And he's really good, by the way.
But yes, he actually is. And I know everybody's saying, well, Ian Matson is 5'2". Okay? Just because you look good in the championship doesn't mean you're going to look good.
We're going to sell Matson
in the Premier League.
We're going to sell Matson to a Premier League team. Ian Matson's a good player, but like Lewis Hall he's just got a leg up. He's already been doing it. In fact, he's played against City twice already and dominated City twice. So
he should have scored twice.
Oh yeah, especially in the first game. Actually, he should have scored twice in the first game.
Yeah.
Look, Jared, I like him, and the reason I like him is because he's unfazed. He's just like Connie, unfazed. It's like, best team in the world. Who gives a fuck?
And again, another one that's athletic, has speed. He's quick too. That guy gets up and down the flanks.
See how big his legs are.
Yeah, he's a big dude too.
Jesus, I mean, like he's maybe what 5'8". He's got to be like Lewis
I think
Hall?
he's 5'10", 5'11".
Oh, I may have this wrong.
Let me see real quick. I'll look it up. Let's see.
So he's 5'10". He's 5'10". Yeah, but he's got to be like 165 at least, 170. He's so thick. I'm not saying he's fat. He's very fit, but he's.
I know
so
how you
thick.
like him.
Oh, I mean, you know.
179 meters, or 1.79.
Yeah, he's 5'10". All right, so Matt Zivo genius. Carlito for me as a manager taking action at this point. We need these players gone, man. So look. Number one, I want Asby gone. He's so bad. But our problem, and Jared will back me up on this, is that Lewis Hall is not a right-footed player. Because if Lewis Hall was a right-footed player, Asby wouldn't be on this team.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing one of the left backs playing on the right-hand side. It's better than what's there right now.
Look, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. But the other thing, I mean, there's some other players that need to go, man. I mean, I hate to say it because I love Jorginho. And I've loved Jorginho's time at Chelsea, like all of it. I really have. But it's run its course, and his career's been stellar. If this was the NBA, he'd be a Hall of Famer. I mean, because he won European Player of the Year. He got UCL. He's won trophies with Chelsea. This is a Hall of Fame player. So I think that Jorginho needs to go, even though I've loved his time here. I really, really, really have. Aspi, Jorginho, Aubameyang, he's got to go. I like Aubameyang. I do. I really do. Another good career. He's got to go. Christian Pulisic, Hakim Ziyech, they got to go. They got to go. And the last one, this one I feel more than anybody else, Mason Mount. He sucks. At first I said he was a decent player. Now, because I'm talking about the context of what Chelsea is and what Chelsea has in terms of aspirations, Mason Mount stinks. Like, I would so much rather have Kai playing attacking mid. I would so much rather have Christopher Nkunku playing attacking mid. I would so much rather have Carney Chukwuemeka playing attacking mid. Like, bro, what are we even talking about here? These players destroy Mount. Mount's not even close to the athlete that these players are, on top of being a footballer.
Yeah, he's huffing the glue is what he's doing.
Yeah. Conor Gallagher. I mean, unless he wants to be like a 15-minute player each game. I mean, I don't even know what Conor Gallagher is, dude. He's just a guy. He's not like a terrible player.
What he is, he's 30 million pounds.
Yeah, I'd see him
what
as
he
price
is.
tag.
30 million pounds.
Don't treat a player like a commodity. Dog, you can treat me like a slave if you're paying me $5 million a year. Come on, bro. I could be your
write that down
slave.
for later on.
I'll be your sex slave. I will be your sex slave for $5 million a year. Seriously.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
We're getting so much trouble for this.
For the sex slave comment? Oh, come on.
Who knows? I'll probably have protesters. Virtual protesters.
No. My point is this. My point is very simple. he's getting paid this amount, it doesn't mean that he's making the impact that it matters, man. He really isn't. Now, I joke about the sex slave comment, but it's the truth. If you're getting paid this amount, okay, great. But Conor Gallagher, bro, I don't know, man.
No, it's
I don't
time to
know.
go. It's time to go. And in the words of what's his face? I can't remember his name at this moment.
Oh, Claude.
Claude. Sorry, I apologize. Brain fart. It happens. We get old.
Yeah, I hate the way his career at AFTV left so unceremoniously. He got called out for something I don't think he meant, but yeah. He says, "Time to go." Yeah.
It's time to go. And
That's
look,
hilarious.
that's a lot of players, but we brought in Dachos Fafana, who I think might have to stay with the club now because we need players in that position group. Of course, me and you love Andre Santos as well.
For sure.
We think he's going to be a flat-out baller. Caicedo with a little Brazilian jiu-jitsu on there. I think that some of these young kids.
Caicedo.
No, I said Santos is like Caicedo. But with some Brazilian jiu-jitsu mixed in there. Brazil, if you're Brazilian, you just different stuff, different gravy. For the most part,
he's also so sick, dude. Like he's so sick to watch. People are going to be really surprised by him. People that are watching right now, when Andre Santos comes in, dude, he's got mad flavor. Like he's not just a center mid. He's just got some interesting techniques that he does on the ball. Very confident. You could tell he grew up playing futsal. A lot of Brazilians do. I mean, I play futsal with all. I mean, where I grew up, and Jared, I don't know, the Hispanic population is pretty high in Texas, but in Utah, it's like huge. It's really high. No, I mean, most of my friends were Mexican or South American, so I played a lot of futsal. But you could tell the way that he plays. It's futsal to it, and he's so sick, dude. Very powerful too.
Yeah, and he's like 5'10", 5'11" himself. So we're going away from these non-physical midfielders.
Oh God, right? No! This guy would break Jorginho in half.
Right. Well, we've had a lot of them. To some extent, Conte misses out on physicality because he's 5'5". Right? There's some things he's not going to be able to do on a pitch. So I love that we're getting these very athletic, very fast, very ball savvy midfielders in, because our midfield is just atrocious. It's garbage.
Hey, Jared, while we're doing this, while we continue to talk, if you guys have any questions in the chat, or Australian Matt, if you want to come on, you definitely can if you want to. I'll send you a link. But yeah, ask any questions while we continue to chat. But I want to talk about this one thing, man. This one thing.
Sure.
It's an American thing. It's a bullshit thing. I'm talking about Claudio Reyna. I'm talking about Gio Reyna. I'm talking about the U.S. men's national team. And I only want to talk about it for like 2 minutes. But I have to say this. It's one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. And I've dealt with, I mean, bro, I had a parent of a youth player that is now a professional player. And I'll actually message you who this person is afterwards, because he plays for my local professional club.
Okay.
And so he's a former player of mine, and his parent threatened to kill me, and that was after he tried to blackmail me. So I've seen this before, but this is a completely different animal. You're talking about the coach of the national team. And because your kid's not playing, you forget that you're the sporting director of Austin FC, and you forget that you're one of the most stoic, celebrated legends of the men's national team, and you go to U.S. Soccer and you try to blackmail Greg Berhalter because your fucking kid's not going to be playing. And probably the reason why Greg Berhalter didn't want to play Gio Reyna was because he was injured. He's been injured. He's probably out of shape. Wasn't training well. And you go and pull that shit? Really? Really? I mean, Claudio Reyna should be fired. Gio should never play for the men's national team again. It's just crazy to me, Jared. I don't want to spend too much time on it because this is a Chelsea thing, but seriously, like I can't even believe. And I think I echo the sentiments of the people on ESPN FC when they were talking about this today and yesterday. Like I just cannot believe that this happened. It's great. Berhalter and Claudia Reyna are like best friends. They've been best friends for 30 years, and they pull this shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can justify it. Really.
You definitely got to turn in your man card because
Oh my
in
God.
my day, if you had a problem with the coach, you punched him in his face. That's more civil than what he did.
Yeah.
That's more man than what he did.
Oh, dude, shut a door, go into a small room and fucking figure it out.
Right.
Seriously.
You know. But, that's I'm not going to respond. We'll just leave it there. Thank you for your feelings on that. But
I just think it's pathetic. But moving on.
Yeah. So we did see some names come up that maybe we're looking at Danny Olmo and Marcus Thuram.
No to both. No.
No to both. Okay.
No to both.
All right.
They're good. They're not good enough. I'm not saying they're shit players. A lot of people say because the player's not great, he's shit. That's not accurate. They're good. They're not good enough.
Does it matter if one of them you get one of them for like 15 mil?
Yeah, because why do you spend the 15 mil if he's not good enough?
Well, is he worth 15 mil?
Yeah, but is he good enough? Like we bought Carney Chukwuemeka because he was good enough.
Right.
The price tag was nice, but we bought him because he was good enough.
Well, when you have to start paying Amari Hutchinson, then maybe you need to buy somebody to put in that.
No, I don't think he planned on that, by the way.
No, I don't think he planned on losing Sterling and Pulisic in first 22
because
minutes.
The only sub he would have made up there was Carney.
It would have been Carney, maybe Lewis Hall, because Cucurella, again, he gave you nothing going forward. You have to have, because when you watch us attack, and then it's the front three, and then there's like, where is everybody? Huh? There's nobody on the wings. There's nobody coming up in the rear. Where's everybody? It's like 3-on-5 don't work very well. It just doesn't happen.
Hey, tell Matt I'm sending him the link. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, but I'm a little worried, Jared. All right, so Danny Olmo, no, bro, no. Marcus Thuram, no. These are both left wings. No. I don't want either one of them. No.
Well, I think Thuram can play down the middle.
Sure.
I mean, he's a big dude.
No.
And he's like 6'2", 6'3".
I don't want him.
Okay, well, again, we're running out of options. I don't want to pay $80 million for a Ukrainian Super League player. That's what I want to do.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
He's really good. He's really fucking good, Jared. Mudryk, he's really good.
Okay.
I'm serious. Like people are saying, is Timo Werner, bro? He couldn't be further from Timo Werner. Why? Because he's white and he's blonde and he's fast. That makes him Timo Werner. Bro, this guy plays like Neymar. I'm not even joking. Like his cuts, the way that he manipulates the ball, his manipulation is like Neymar.
Still don't want to pay $80
I mean,
million.
it couldn't. No. Neither do I. Nobody does. But like to say that he's Timo Werner because he's white and he's blonde and fast, that's just a stupid false equivalency.
Yeah,
not all white people look alike because I'm white and blonde. You know.
Marcus Thuram's 1.92 meters.
Yeah, I still don't want him.
Okay, I'm just saying.
We already just bought Dacho Fofana, man. I want to see Dacho Fofana.
That's great, but I guess he has played in Europe's.
Yeah.
He was in, so he has no visa issue, but it's still Santos with the visa issue because he's not played in Europe yet.
Yeah.
Unfortunate that's the way it is because I think Santos would upgrade our midfield immediately.
Oh, he's in. No, he's in. He
is?
Yeah, he was announced today. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't they have to send him on loan back to his club? if he can't get a
No.
visa?
I think he'll be fine.
That'd be great if he was, because
No, hey, let me ask Jessica. She knows.
okay, well, get back with me, man. Come on, what you been doing? You're my co-host. It's like the navigator.
Co-host. I'm one of what should be 6 fucking people on the show. God damn it.
Yeah, well, we must be kryptonite right now because the No Tan Superman ain't been on in a while, and Josh is playing Family Man, so Family Guy. So we're just gonna call him Peter Griffiths from now on.
Cardio merchant. Cardio merchant. What are these people with their English colloquialisms? Merchant. I don't know where they come up with these things, but the slang is a little ridiculous.
It's not going to get any better.
Yeah. No. All right. So let's do one more topic, and then I'm gonna go eat some food. By the way, I got barbecue coming. Oh yeah.
Oh, I had homemade French onion soup.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. All right. What's one more topic you got?
Who is Graham Potter, the manager to lead this forward?
Okay.
I mean, this is the other topic that's out there.
Okay. So this is actually very important. I was a coach 12 years. I coached while I was playing. So I had a dual thing going on, dual relationship with Chelsea, dual relationship with the game, dual relationship with everything. Because I was a Chelsea fan, I was playing, and I was coaching at the same time. So, I know how much you can control and how much you can't. And I'll tell you what, man, personnel matters. It matters so very much. And when you have 10 players out and we're not playing the type of football that everybody wants us to be playing, and you have fans blaming the manager for that, I have to ask you, what the fuck is your problem? Because in America, if a team's underperforming, a lot of times the fans will go at the players. But in the UK, oh my God, they will go after the manager first and most fervently. They will always go after the manager, even if it's not the manager's fault. Because apparently it's always the manager's fault that the players are playing poorly.
Unless the owner's American.
Let me finish. It's always the manager's fault that players are unavailable and he only has a certain amount of people to play. It's the manager's fault, right? It's the manager's fault. And I got 2 Manchester City fans that are my friends, really close friends of mine, texted me yesterday saying, "Yo, why did Graham Potter just sub in Lewis Hall and Omar Hutchins?" I said, "Bro, because we don't have any more players left. We have no players left. There's no one left." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Bro, we have 10 injuries to first team players, 10." And they didn't even realize. They're like, "Oh, wow, I didn't even know that." Because they thought that we were just playing this lineup just because. No, we're not playing Asby just because he deserves to start. No, and this is just not on Potter. I know what he's trying to do. I can see the football he's trying to play. It's not that complicated. And if you have really good players, a simple game plan that he's trying to execute looks really, really good if you have all the players that he signed up for. But he doesn't. They're not there. They're not available. So for people to say, "Oh, Potter out, it's Potter's fault." Okay. Who's going to come in and do a better job with the players that are currently available with 10 injuries? No one. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because you're just a stupid fan that doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Shut the fuck up. Potter's not the problem. It's injuries, and it's the underperforming players that should be out of here.
Well, I agree. I don't think there's any reason to change the coach at this point. You got to at least let him have the entire squad fit, which doesn't look like it's going to happen at all this season, by the way.
Jared, how is this? Like, what would you do? Seriously. Like, could you, if you were him and you had like his skill set and you were in his brain, could you make the team better with what you have available? I think he's maximizing what we have available.
The only thing he could do that he hasn't done is make it more pragmatic, but ain't nobody want to see that. Because you're going to lose a 1-0 game. I'd rather lose 2-0 or 2-1. because you know, you play a back five and sit back, which is what Tuchel did to get that run going. Is play pragmatic and hope you play counterattacking football. But I don't want to see that. So no, there's nothing else he could do at this point.
No, because there's still a lot of players in the roster that that want to attack, that want to make intricate runs and perform intricate patterns and play real football. And I get that. But no, dude, I mean, like, look, without Reece James, without guys like that, I mean, how do you expect Potter to execute a vision that involves those players that he cannot use? It's not his fault. He's doing the best he can. No one else on planet Earth could do a better job considering the personnel that is out versus the personnel he has at his disposal. Yeah. Period. It's not on Potter. And English fans are too stupid enough, not all of them, but some of them are too stupid enough to recognize that sometimes it's the player's fault. Sometimes it's the player's fault.
Well, if it's a player they don't like, they recognize that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow. How about that?
But to just build on that, I can't believe that Bowley, the ownership group, is getting so much stick over this.
For what?
They were left a steaming pile of dog crap, lit in a brown paper bag on their doorstep. That's what they came into.
They had Lukaku. They had Lukaku on the books.
This is 100% on Roman Abramovich in the last few years. This was going to happen no matter who owned this club at some point, because you can only kick the can down the road until you run out of pavement.
Roman's been an absentee owner for 4 years, man.
Yeah. So please, I know they're Americans and it's fun to make fun of Americans. It's
even though we invented the modern world and everything, every modern amenity that matters, we fucking invented. We invented it. We invented it with the outside thing of democracy, which was invented by the Greeks. We've invented everything else that's important.
Yeah, but we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic.
Well, I know we're a constitutional republic. I didn't say that we're a democracy. I said that people think we invented democracy. We didn't. It was the Greeks. I know that we're a constitutional republic, Jared.
I just fucking I got to do it at least once. So leave the owners alone. I know it's fun to mess with them because they're not foreign. We'll just say they're American. I guess foreign to y'all, but yeah, just let that be. They have done a lot that you don't even know about for this club, and it's going to be the best thing in the next decade. Chelsea will be more successful in the next decade under these owners than they were in the previous decade under Abramovich. Guaranteed.
Yeah, they have more money. They have more money and they have better scouts. They have more money and they have better scouts. They have more money and they have better scouts.
So that's all I got to say. That's about all I got to. As you can see, I got kind of a head cold. It's messing with me a little bit.
I got a head cold.
I know.
No.
It's
my head is cold. Oh no.
I'm thinking about shaving my head.
I got delirium. Oh no.
Your co-host just got off COVID for the second time, dickhead. Don't talk to me about a head cold. Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't get that stuff. So I'm sorry, dude, but I don't get that kind of stuff. All right, but I think that's about it for me. I don't have anything else.
I had fun.
Sure.
No thanks to all of our other co-hosts that didn't show up, but I had fun. Thanks for showing up, people.
Miss Molina, thanks for the troll.
Oh my God, Molina! Just wait until the end to be such an asshole. This is the funniest thing. This is the funniest thing about Molina, and I love Molina. She's very funny. She'll say these things, and then I'll throw some snarky little quip, and she'll say, "Ryan, I never do any of these things to you," and then she'll just be twice as mean about Chelsea about something else. Oh my God, this person, just bollocks, absolute bollocks. this fake meek thing she's got going on. Nonsense. She's a savage. She's an
Who,
absolute
me?
savage. Who, me? Why are you
I
so
would
mean?
never.
She is a savage. Oh my god.
All right, my guy. I'm gonna call it the night.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, we'll see y'all Sunday. Hopefully, it'll be pleasant. That's all I'm gonna say.
Whatever.
I have no idea who's even gonna be playing. So, all right. Till the next time, y'all be good. Stay safe. We'll see you then.
Keppa out.